All right, hello and welcome. If you're a family gearing up for the 2026 engineering admissions, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to take a really close look at KIT. That's the Kalaignar Karunanidhi Institute of Technology in Coimbatore. Their TNEA code is 2750, and it's an autonomous engineering college, which is a pretty big deal. Let's dive in.
So here's our game plan. We're going to break it all down into 5 key parts. We'll start with the college's identity and get an overview. Then, we'll check out its official accreditation status. Super important. After that, we'll look at all the engineering programs they offer, their links to research and industry, and finally wrap up with the campus facilities and all the practical stuff. All right, first things first. Let's get a handle on the college's identity and its foundations. This is the basic stuff you've got to know. Okay, this is probably one of the most important things to understand right off the bat. KIT is an autonomous institution. So what does that actually mean for a student? Well, it means they have the freedom to design and update their own syllabus, which is great for keeping up with what the industry actually needs. But, and this is a big but, it's still affiliated to ANA University. So at the end of 4 years, you walk away with a degree that's widely recognized and respected. It's kind of the best of both worlds. So let's get into the nitty-gritty. The full name is KIT Kalaignar Karunanidhi Institute of Technology. It's a self-financing, co-ed college, which means both boys and girls study here. And it's right there in the Coimbatore district. Now, for admissions, this is crucial. 65% of the seats are filled through the government's TNEA counseling. The other 35% are for the management quota. So the main way in is definitely through TNEA.
Okay, let's move on to something really important. Official accreditation. Think of this as a quality check, a stamp of approval that tells you the college meets certain standards.
You'll hear this term a lot, NBA. It stands for the National Board of Accreditation. And honestly, for any families choosing an engineering college, this is a huge deal. It's basically a guarantee that a specific engineering program, not just the college, has been thoroughly checked and meets high national standards. We're talking everything from teachers and what you learn, to labs, and even job prospects. And here's the good news. A whole bunch of their key programs are NBA accredited. You've got Aeronautical and Mechanical Engineering valid right up to December 2028, Biotechnology is good till June 2028, and then Computer Science, ECE, and EEE are accredited till June 2026. Now, why does that validity date matter so much? Well, if you're joining in 2026, for branches like Aero and Mech, that accreditation is valid for your entire 4-year journey. That's a massive confidence booster.
Okay, so we've seen the college has strong credentials. Now let's look at what you can actually study there, the different engineering programs on offer. So in total, we're looking at 1,020 undergraduate seats for the 2026 admissions. That's a pretty big number, which means there are quite a few opportunities available across all their branches.
Now, this is something that really stands out. The college has a strong focus on what we call new age branches, the stuff that's really in demand right now. We're talking about dedicated courses in AI and data science, a specialized CSE branch for AI and machine learning, another one for cybersecurity, and even one for VLSI design and technology. These are exactly the kind of skills that top companies are hiring for.
But it's not just about the new stuff. KIT also has a solid foundation in the core engineering branches. As you can see on this list, they've got everything from aeronautical and mechanical to all the different flavors of computer science. So whether you're into the traditional stuff or the cutting-edge fields, there's likely a choice for you here.
Okay, we all know that an engineering degree is more than just what happens in the classroom. So let's talk about the real-world connections. How does KIT bridge the gap between academics and actual industry work?
And this is a question you absolutely have to ask. I mean, you're making a huge investment of time and money. So what's the deal with practical industry exposure and getting your hands dirty with real projects?
Well, it looks like they have a solid answer. KIT has active partnerships, or MOUs, with some really interesting companies. You've got National Instruments, Ampere for e-vehicles, which is a huge field right now, Tonkam Dassault for advanced manufacturing, and then firms in solar power, automation, and AI. What this means for students is a direct line to internships, guest lectures, and real-world projects in these exciting areas.
And it's not just about partnering with other companies. There's a real focus on innovation from within the college itself, and you can see that through the patents they file. It shows that students and faculty are encouraged to invent and create new things, not just consume information. Just look at the kind of things they're working on. We're talking IoT-based streetlights, intelligent crash prevention systems, automated sewage cleaners, even stuff for agriculture and healthcare, like dementia patient trackers. This really shows a culture of practical problem solving.
They're using engineering to tackle real challenges we face every day.
All right, let's shift gears now and talk about the practical stuff, the day-to-day life on campus. You know, things like where you'll stay, how you'll get there, and what the facilities are like. For many families, this is just as important as the academics.
First question, especially for anyone coming from out of town, what about hostels? The answer is yes, they have them. There are separate, dedicated hostel facilities available for both boys and girls.
Now, a few more key details on logistics. The mess serves both vegetarian and non-vegetarian food, so you have options there. The college also runs its own fleet of buses, which is super convenient. And if you're traveling by train, it's good to know that the campus is about 10 kilometers from the main Coimbatore Junction railway station.
Of course, college life isn't just about studying. There's a good range of sports facilities on campus too. Whether you're into volleyball, football, basketball, cricket, or even kabaddi, they seem to have you covered. It's great to see support for a healthy, active campus life.
What about financial support? Well, the college helps students get access to the Government of Tamil Nadu scholarships for SC/ST, BC/MBC, and first graduate categories. But on top of that, they also have their own scholarships. There's one based on merit, which they test for internally, and a special KIT Defense scholarship for children of defense personnel, which is a really nice touch.
Now, just to be crystal clear, all the information we've shared in this explainer has been carefully put together using data from the college's own official website and trusted government portals. We've made sure everything is as up-to-date as possible at the time of preparation.
Explore more engineering colleges at profsam.com, your true source for 12th to engineering decisions.